Kingdom Hearts is one of the most famous video game series of all time. So famous, in fact, that main character Sora has appeared in games like Super Smash Bros. Ultimate as DLC. But online, Kingdom Hearts has a much more infamous reputation as a game known for its weirdness and complexity.
A scattered dream that's like a far-off memory. A far-off memory that's like a scattered dream.
I know now, without a doubt, Kingdom Hearts is light!
The door between the two realms, it won't let a heart with light pass through.
But why is that? Is it because Kingdom Hearts is such a long series? The first Kingdom Hearts game came out in 2002 and has had dozens of spin-off and sequel games since then. And as we all know, the longer a series tends to go on, the more complicated the lore becomes. More things are introduced, more characters, more plot points, more powers and abilities, to keep things interesting and fresh. And because of that, eventually, even things that start off pretty tame can become so ridiculously complicated that if you step back and think about it, it's just a lot. But the thing is, Kingdom Hearts has been weird and complicated since its inception. Let's talk about Kingdom Hearts 1. First released in 2002 for the PS2, the basic premise of Kingdom Hearts is that our main character Sora travels around the universe in his ship made of, video game polygons to travel to different worlds to stop the quote-unquote darkness. There's two different types of worlds that Sora can travel to. The first is Disney worlds, worlds where Disney movies happened or have happened. And if you're gonna go there for the first time, you're probably just gonna be watching the movie, but also Sora, Donald Duck, and Goofy are also there to stop some kind of evil or darkness or something. The other type of world is the Kingdom Hearts original world. These worlds are important to the plot, not to say the Disney ones aren't, but these are the ones where something plot significant is probably gonna happen. These are the worlds where you're gonna find all the Final Fantasy characters. Oh, have I mentioned that Kingdom Hearts is a bunch of Final Fantasy characters? Unlike the Disney characters, which are still in their Disney movies, Final Fantasy characters are actual inhabitants of the Kingdom Hearts world. They have their personalities, and parts of their life will still be true. Like, Sephiroth is still so horny to kill Cloud.
What is Cloud doing?
Beats me.
But for the most part, they're treated as part of the Kingdom Hearts world, so it allows Kingdom Hearts devs to just do whatever they want with them. Tidus from Final Fantasy X? He's a child. Why? Why not? Squall from Final Fantasy VIII goes by Leon in this world. Why? Maybe they thought that Squall was hard to say for voice actors or something? I don't know. Oh, and also he lives in the same city as Merlin the Wizard, and they've developed like a security system for their city. But yeah, the original world stuff is where they go crazy with ideas and characters. Leftover Disney characters or Final Fantasy characters can usually be found here. There's some exceptions to the rule, like Olympus Coliseum and Hercules, which acts like a hub for strong fighters to test their mettle. The story of Hercules is already over, but you can come to the Coliseum and fight Cloud and Sephiroth or Squall, or be hit on by Zack Fair.
Hey, how about one date?
Oh, you mean, no, I have to leave right away. Besides, I still have so much training to do.
Wait, Zack exists in this world? But he only exists in the prequel games. Wait, what happens to Zack? Guys, what happens? But that's the basic premise of Kingdom Hearts. You go from world to world trying to stop the darkness from taking over the universe and eventually the moon, which is also called Kingdom Hearts. Even in my simplified abridged summary, there's so many things that I didn't explain. Who is trying to fill the world with darkness? What are these little squiggly dudes that you're fighting? Why does Sora fight with a giant key and physically unlock worlds after saving them? Why is there a Kingdom Hearts game called Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days? What does that even mean? Spoilers on that last one, I'm still not even sure, and I beat that game 4 times. But this begs the question. If, since its inception, Kingdom Hearts has been weird, hard to follow, cryptic, and constantly expanding so that it's harder for new fans to get into, then what's even the appeal? The beginning of Kingdom Hearts 2 has you playing as a young kid trying to save up money so that him and his friends can all go on a trip outside of their city for summer break. You all meet up at your hideout every day, go out and do odd jobs to eventually earn enough money. You do tricks on a skateboard, deliver mail, help push a cart up a steep hill, and you do things that adults would ask a child to do and, give them a bit of pocket money. It's simple, and a cute story that's easy to relate to. It's a story that, as an adult, makes me reflect on all the times I've had with my friends at that age, where my friends would call me on the landline and ask me to play Minecraft on the PS3, and we'd spend all day trying to accomplish some big task that we set out for ourselves, and yeah, we never got to do it. But that wasn't the point. The point was, we were all having fun together. Roxas, the young man we're playing as, begins having weird things happen to him. He begins seeing weird people. He sees a girl in the creepy mansion that nobody lives at. He sees monsters. His friends are saying words that he can't hear. He can't see a picture right in front of him. He can't remember who he was before being here, before meeting his friends. Roxas never gets to go on that trip with his friends. The world that he's in, his friends, they were all fake. Computer generated based on information about real people in a real town that exists in Kingdom Hearts. But just not in this digital world. Roxas himself isn't even real. He's a fraction of another person called Sora, the main character of Kingdom Hearts. A name that he's heard over and over again, but just couldn't remember who it was. With his world crumbling around him, Roxas realized what he has to do, and goes back to an unconscious Sora to make him whole again, because there are people on the outside waiting for him, and he can't go without Roxas. He gives himself up and becomes one with Sora again. Then Sora wakes up surrounded by his friends, and they all start dancing together. A stark difference from Roxas all alone in his fake world, grappling with the idea that he's not even his own person, but instead he only exists to give up his autonomy to serve someone else.
My heart belongs to me! Sora. You're lucky. Looks like my summer vacation is over.
Stories like the ones with Roxas are why I have to play these games. After that point, you don't ever play as Roxas for the rest of the game. He's gone forever. You spend hours with him trying to save up money, replaying odd jobs to get more money so that you and your friends can go on a trip together, and then he essentially dies so you can play as Sora for the next 70 hours. You spend all this time getting attached to him just for him to disappear into nothingness, for him to become a nobody. If you didn't get what that meant, that's literally what Roxas is in Kingdom Hearts. He's what's classified as a quote-unquote nobody, one of the two main enemy classifications, the other being heartless. People in Kingdom Hearts are made of two things, their hearts and their bodies. Sometimes they can split from each other. When that happens, the body becomes its own thing, called a nobody, and the heart becomes its own thing, called a heartless. I know, it's weird, but that's just how it is. But sometimes, if you're strong enough, these individual things can gain sentience and become their own people. That's what Roxas is. Sort of. I'm not going to get into who Ventus is and why Sora has a child trapped inside of his heart. But that's why, for Sora to become whole again, Roxas has to give up his free will and become part of Sora. But if you're not strong like Sora is, then your heartless and nobody just become enemies in the world. That's what you're fighting for the most part in these games. Just heartless and nobodies. And of course, the occasional Sephiroth, if you want to prove to your friends how cool you are. Anyways, after Roxas' story, you're off as Sora, just trying to save your friends Riku and Kairi from the forces of evil, while also stopping up in some Disney World, of course. But this is the essence of Kingdom Hearts. Each world in Kingdom Hearts has its own contained story with its own stakes and characters, just like Roxas' story. And it all flows together to tell one giant story. And then each Kingdom Hearts game has its own separate story that connects to each other Kingdom Hearts story to weave into a mythology of an ever-expanding Kingdom Hearts universe. Why do we play as a buff dude named Terra, who protects Cinderella in the Kingdom Hearts game Birth by Sleep? Because eventually, he gives Riku the ability to wield a Keyblade. After his body is taken over by the evil bad guy Xehanort, Terra's armor still embodies his spirit. And you can find and fight his armor in Kingdom Hearts 2 in the Keyblade Graveyard, despite the fact that Terra's story won't be released for another 5 years. What is the Keyblade Graveyard? Well, it's the site of the Keyblade Wars, of course, between Keyblade Masters of old, a story that is only told in Kingdom Hearts Union Key, the Kingdom Hearts mobile game, and only that game. Hope you like daily login bonuses if you want to know the lore. At its core, Kingdom Hearts is a universe of story, each story comprehensible enough on its own, but when put together with the grand scheme of the rest of the Kingdom Hearts universe, becomes a lot. Not because of the information, but because each story has its own weird, quirky things that it likes to add, and then the other stories will take those things and expand on them, or sometimes it won't. It's a myriad of weird ideas that somehow, despite all odds, come together in the end to tell a story that I happen to love. So we come back to the question of, what is the appeal of Kingdom Hearts? Kingdom Hearts is a weird world filled with interesting and wacky characters that you want to see succeed, despite the world that they live in. The beauty of main character Sora is that he's a simple kid. He's your generic happy-go-lucky kid who wants to protect his friends and those that he cares about. He's nice, he's a little bit dumb, he smiles a lot, he tells lame jokes, and will do anything to make someone's day even a little bit better. But he's also caught up in the middle of an ongoing battle between the forces of light and darkness, where wars have been fought, people have been betrayed, worlds destroyed. He's nothing more than a pawn in a war that was started long before he was ever born. Like us, Sora is navigating this complex world one step at a time, learning more and more that sometimes some things just don't make sense. Just like in our world, sometimes things just don't make sense. But that's okay, because as long as you carve out your own path that you're happy with, then everything else will figure itself out. Kingdom Hearts being weird is just one of its aspects. It's also heartwarming, gut-wrenching, hard, funny, tries too hard, needs to try harder, childish, grown-up, and so many more things. Kingdom Hearts is so many different things for so many different people. When I think of Kingdom Hearts, I think of the prologue of 2, where Roxas is trying to get some pocket change to go on a trip. It's weird, it's long, it's inconsequential, it's kind of confusing, but by the time I'm done with it, I miss it. I'm sad for Roxas. He just wants to be his own person, and he wants to be happy with his friends. Kingdom Hearts is certainly a lot of gobbledygook nonsense, but so are a lot of things that I love. It's just a fun journey that I'm happy to be part of. Whether I'm helping Mulan save China, or I'm trying to figure out what the power of waking is, because I broke my 2DS and never got to play that game, I'm just happy to be there and help these kids. There's a saying that I think applies here. People will often forget what you said, but they will never forget how you made them feel. And that's what Kingdom Hearts is to me, a warm feeling that embodies so much more than I could put into words. Just like how you can put into words how much you like this video by subscribing and checking out my other content. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.